So you've been doing the Starfish Media Company for 5 years. What is the biggest thing you've learned? I'm sure there's been a lot of trial and error.
There's a thing called quarterly taxes.
Ooh.
That's what I've learned. And you probably should pay them. Really, our first year, someone's like, so your quarterly taxes? I'm like, what's quarterly taxes? I had never run anything. And so the answer to that is really hire a really good finance person because they will save your butt. You know, I think the really most important thing I learned, and having worked in television for about 25 years, was there was a lot of other stuff I was good at. Like, I negotiate deals really well, and I would not have said that that would be a strength. When you run a company, you have to just be solution-oriented, right? Someone might say, I want to do this, but I need everything to be pink. And you're like, we can do that. Let's figure it out. I'm not sure how, but yeah, we can do that. And you're constantly thinking of solutions. And so I really discovered that I'm actually a good negotiator, that I can help people get to a solution and figure out what they're trying to do and help solve those problems. And that's been fascinating. Very rare that, you know, I'll be 52 on Wednesday. And you really get to sort of learn something about yourself. I can read off a teleprompter. I love reporting. I love being in the field. I'm a good anchor. I do great interviews. All those things I feel very confident about. But the other stuff that I wasn't so confident about, to realize that some of it you're really good at was great. And then to recognize, like, somebody else should do this. I should not be doing that. We will hire a person to handle this part of it. But it's been really fun. It's been a really, really great experience.
I think that's really important for women to hear from you. Like, I have discovered I'm really good at other things, and I feel like that can stop a lot of people, but to see the success that you've been able to find is, I think, really inspiring.
It takes a lot of time, you know? I mean, if you remember back to your first job when you were 20, like you walked in the door and you didn't know where the bathroom was, you know, and you're kind of like, I think the bathroom's that way, and you're walking around, and you also don't have enough to do, so you're kind of standing around waiting for someone to... It's so awkward, right? It's kind of how I felt like for the first 6 months, year of owning this and running a company was, every day was a learning experience. And I was like, God, can we just have a day where I didn't learn anything? Can I just have a day where we just execute and do stuff? And it took about a year before I really felt like we are now running. And we were lucky. We were profitable immediately because CNN came in as my first client, actually. And so that was great. But even in that, I didn't really think about some of the deals that we were doing. You know, if you make them start immediately, right? You sign the contract and the deal starts, then the clock is ticking, and you don't have an office. You have your dining room table with all your stuff on it, right? You know, so just learning those things about how to run a business was a great experience, and then sometimes just incredibly stressful. But after a year, you sort of get it.
I'll read that book if you write it, okay?
Yeah.